Oh, just gonna give everybody a minute to get here. Oh. I'm cracking the fuck up over these fluffies. I'm gonna give everybody a second to hop on here. Hey, Isabel. Good to see you. Oh, T-Dog sent me a whole bunch of fluffies. They're everywhere. I've got them hanging from the walls. So, all right, let's go again. Look at all my fluffies going on here. Okay, so thank you, T-Dog. What's up, Asher, Joseph, Beanie, Christian, Bale, Phoenix, Sun, Isabel. Everybody's here. I'm so glad to see you guys. You get to watch me be a weirdo and put all kinds of fluffies in my hair. I know, it's so cool. She sent me a whole bunch of really great clothes. I sent her my old OtterBox and some screen protectors and stuff for her phone. I do look crazy today. It's all my fluffies. I'm always crazy. Come on. No, I have all the fluffies, and so I've just been sitting here and randomly sticking them into my hair. I'm being attacked by fluffies. And then I'll take them all out. I look like one of those crazy ladies with a bunch of curlers in their hair. I'm getting mauled by fluffies. Yeah, it's too funny. I was cracking up. I'm like, I'm just going to put all these fluffies in my hair. And I'll get sick of it in about 5 minutes and take them all down. But then everybody will see it and be like, there's that crazy dog-hating lady. You're goddamn right. Kiss my dog-hating ass. So I got all these stories. I've got a great comedy story about a polar bear eating a dog. And I can't wait to get into that. And I've got so many friggin' emails. And since it looks like I'm cutting my hair, since Joseph is here, we will go ahead and start out with this damn video. And at first, I was like, why the hell is he being so adamant about me watching this video and doing a reaction to it? And then I realized why. Because it's fucking crazy, and the lady is a nut job she's crazier than this, right? Oh, it's going to be great, Scorched Earth. You're going to love it. And I'm happy to see you. I'm glad your phone's acting right. But yeah, so I'm going to find this so I can show you guys a little bit of what I'm going to be viewing, and you could watch me react to it, because I know that's why Joseph did this. I know that's why he did it. So I believe it was this one, the Husky at the Groomers. Yeah, hit the like on your way in, of course. Let me get past this ad. And as soon as I seen it, I started cracking up. I'm like, now I know why Joseph did this. This is the funniest, stupidest shit I have ever seen. This woman is a deranged zoophile, and one cannot help but laugh while they watch it. So we're going to watch it on the phone together, and then you can see my face and watch me react to this crazy bullshit. Okay, so let's get it on. But not like this lady wants to do with this fluffy. Let me turn it up.
Resembles the wolf, and they were built for endurance.
First of all, what is up with this lady's camel toe? Who didn't say something about this before she made the fucking video? She's walking around in these stretch pants, and it looks like she has a roast beef sandwich in her pants. First of all, so now I know why Joseph wanted me to. Joseph sent this. Joseph Lopez, our buddy right here that we love so much. So let's get into this bullshit.
They do, in fact, think that grooming is going to kill them. This is Finn, and he's a stunning 9-month-old Siberian Husky.
Stunning, she
says.
This is
his second professional grooming appointment with me.
Why is she all up in his junk like that? She's grabbing all over his dick and all over his butthole and saying all kinds of sexual shit. This is a stunning. Just shut up, lady, you weird creep. Watch how much she touches his junk. Every time.
Husky.
Look. She goes again. Now she's on his butthole. Did you see that too, Scorched Earth? How could you not see it? Moose knuckle. Hey, Chef Mutt Meat. Look at this lady's moose knuckle. This shit's crazy. But it gets worse. All right? Listen to this crazy bitch.
Now, if you ask a pet professional what breed of dog is their least favorite, I can assure you the Husky is probably pretty far up their list. That's because the majority of people who buy Huskies do so because of their looks without knowing anything about the breed requirements. Without proper training, they can.
Who let this happen? Who didn't stop this lady and say, yo, girl, put on some jeans. We can all see your moose knuckle, number one. Number two, stop touching that dog's dick. Oh, wait, Beanie, here it comes. Stop finger banging your dog. She's freaking me out too, right? But this won't last that long.
Very stubborn, and they do not like taking no for an
There she is in his butthole again.
And of course, they like to rupture eardrums. That is just a little sneak peek of him.
Disgraciado. Yes, I'm glad you're here. Wash it with kerosene and throw a match on it. She's probably fucking the dog right now. So just wait. Just wait till you hear the crazy shit this lady says. I've got fluffies all over my head, and I'm not as crazy as this bitch.
It's blow dry. Can I help you?
Oh, he loves it. Oh, he wants to rub his feet.
What are you doing? Stop. Okay. Well.
Does anybody else notice right now that he's trying to mount her? Okay? And I said that when I watched the video last night. I'm like, Strawberry Lemonade, you walked into the craziest bullshit, and just wait, it's about to get weirder. This dog's trying to mount her after she's done cleaning, and it was already jamming his face in her crotch. She's like, what are you doing? We're on camera. You can't do that right now.
So this is what not to do.
This is what not to do, but it's funny.
Look at that moose knuckle. I can't get over it.
For 9 months old, Finn is very well behaved. And I must admit, I love doing Huskies.
She said it herself. She loves doing Huskies. Joseph, I'm glad you said this. This is fucking ate up.
My job, very comical.
Made my job comical.
Finn was not so happy in the happy hoodie, so I removed it. And then he turned into a cat.
She loves doing Huskies. She said it.
At one point, he started to go after the dryer like it insulted his mother. And like most toxic relationships, there were some dramatic ups and downs.
Did this crazy moose knuckle bitch just admit that she has a toxic relationship with this thing? Okay? The Husky is her alpha. Exactly. Exactly. Brrr. How much is this lady going to touch this dog's dick? I'm dead serious. They have, look, when you look at bestiality, there's like a list of their preferred dogs, and Huskies fall in the top 5. All right? She's definitely doing the dog. Exactly. I'm sorry y'all had to see this. There was a bite. Second bite. What's she blow drying his dick? She said FH, fuck Husky.
When the death blower wouldn't stop, his singing got louder and louder.
Keeps trying to mount her.
But I guess I should be grateful for the free Mariah Carey concert.
Exactly, Desgraciado. He's like, let go of my butthole. More like sex noises. And now I know why Joseph wanted me to do this. Saying that the dog was hot. I seen that. This fucking lady.
Undercoat rake and the equi groomer. But Finn is not losing much hair today.
Okay, we're gonna stop. Because I can't watch this lady. What's it called? It's been a while for me. Foreplay. That's what it's called. But y'all, I'm so alone. It's called foreplay, and that's what that was. I haven't done it in a while, but I know what it looks like. God, Red Rocket, exactly. Dog would be hot if you do my kerosene thing. Desgraciado, you and I have a very similar sense of humor that I completely appreciate. So you guys seen, a couple of you seen this. This fucking, thank you, Joseph, for fucking my brain up. I got all these fluffies. There's more fluffies. Look at all the fluffies T-Dog sent me. And there's more of them. More fluffies. More fluffies. Dude, I got so many fluffies. It's dog porn. I totally agree with you, Joseph. Yeah, she was finger fucking the husky. What? Stop finger banging your dog. That shit was disturbing. So let's get into some stories, shall we? After watching that lady fuck that dog, I think we could all use something. Did anybody else see IHD post about that chick, Madeline, that hates dogs, and she just made a new video? I'm stoked. I'm happy about that. And also, Lisa Love started a YouTube channel. So we've got a whole bunch of people that are starting to speak out. This went from a few videos to a few channels, and now we've got dozens of people. Four-Legged Plague, Jared the Dog Slayer, we got Chef Muttmeat, we've got Canine Critic, we've got I know I'm missing some. You guys feel free to help me. I love Ranty McDog Hate. You guys know that. I missed you too, Scorched Earth, if you're talking to me. So shit, let's share an email from an anonymous lady. And this is kind of sad, so prepare yourselves for the sadness. We all know that this is a big issue where people like to place their dogs above their... There are about 50 channels now, Isabel? Okay, I believe you. Community's grown immensely in the past year. It's beautiful. Chef's right. And it tells me that people are waking up. But not only are they waking up, but people aren't as afraid as they were. And when I first started the channel, I got all this... man, I can't believe you put your face out there. I can't believe you do this and that. You're so brave and all this shit. I'm like, well, you call it bravery or stupidity or the fact that I don't give a fuck, but I'm here and I'm doing it. So I get a lot of emails, and I get a lot of emails about people that have like a Slime where his parents place the dog over him all the time, and it affects his self-esteem, his well-being, his confidence. We have a lot of partners, people with people that have dogs. All right. And they have to deal with this shit all the time. So yeah, I subscribe immediately as well. And Matthew says, honestly, I had to complain to my local council about the barking up to the hours of 8 p.m. last night, all the way through this morning. Yeah, and absolutely, Shawnee's right. Don't forget to check out Chef Muttmeats. And if you go to IHD's stream, he actually recommends a bunch of our channels. She's one of them. I'm in there. There's a bunch of people in there. Support anti-dog platforms, please. It's important, okay? So let's get into this email, okay? I'm going to speed through it. It's a long one, but she had a lot to say. And I know a lot of you are going to understand why she's so frustrated. She emailed me in the middle of the night last night. Watch your videos anonymously, as in I don't comment. I have had to make a separate email so that nobody can identify me. And she says she would use this account in the future. I'm not going to use the name in case she ever decides not to. I'll keep her anonymous for now until she chooses to put herself out there. I wish I knew people that understood my feelings. I had loved dogs growing up as we had always had them. However, my boyfriend of 7 years seems to put his dog's needs above mine. I have a severe dog and cat allergy. It is a class 4, and he seems to be upset that I'm allergic to his dog, even though I have proof. I literally break out in rashes if the dog licks me. Now I didn't know I was allergic until earlier this year when I got the allergy test. His dog is untrained. He lets the dog do whatever it wants. It gets gotten to the point where I avoid going over there. I'm afraid to bring it up. I have before, but in any type of disagreement about dogs, he hangs up on me. He also got his dog last year prior to COVID. He pulls this puppy out of a cage and surprises me. He also talks about how he will always have dogs. He also says, and I have a feeling that he'll get another one as soon as this one gets older. We know that's a regular thing. Hi, Mikhail. Good to see you. And so she says this dog has severe separation anxiety. Like we could be fishing with it and it could be 5 feet away and it's barking and crying. It would whine and howl upstairs if we tried to go into another room or if they have company. Dog he has now, as a surprise prior to the other dog passing, just pissed me off. This dog seriously stares me down and it sits in the boyfriend's lap. I'm kind to the animal. I'm not going to baby the dog though. He'll even call me its mom. The dog will whine outside the door if there are other people in the house or upstairs. We have no alone time together. I feel like he is sexually attracted to the dog at this point. I never knew how bad dog nutters were or what they were like until I was with one. I was okay with dogs until I met him. But our dogs growing up had boundaries. Sure, they did some annoying things sometimes, but they were never allowed to jump onto guests. Something that struck me as insane tonight was we were on the phone earlier and having this conversation, and it came onto videos of humans being tortured and hurt. And I get sad seeing animals and humans being abused, but he said he feels nothing when he sees a human being tortured. When I asked about the videos he had seen that were bad, he says he feels worse for puppies and kittens. He kept saying dogs whenever bringing up animal abuse. So I said, you just care if dogs are abused. It's not about other animals. And he hung up the phone on me. We had a good relationship besides this. Of course, there are other issues, but I think my resentment towards someone having put an animal over me and then claiming they love you, when you think about dying in a burning building, you wonder if they'd save Fluffy over you. Yeah, I used to love dogs, but now I'm pretty much not into dogs anymore because of how crazy people are with them, replacing human relationships with dogs. I understand loving animals, but they take it to this whole new level. I still have empathy, but I don't see dogs the same way anymore, as they seem to be the only domesticated pet that ruins relationships, and also the fact that they brutally maul people all of the time and are regarded as man's best friend. Anyway, I made this email so I could stay anonymous. I'm not brave enough yet to really mention anything else. I'd love for you to cover this topic of how dog nuts put their dogs before others, even if that dog has crappy and awful behaviors. It would be awesome if you could talk about this, the anthropomorphization that they have toward fellow humans, the way they treat one another. She thanked me. She said, I say all the things on my channel that run through her head. It just blows my mind. And most people are like this these days. Okay. Let me turn on my AC. It's getting hot in this bitch. Plus, I had all these fluffies on me. So, yeah, I get emails like this all the time. Okay. And so, what do you guys have to say about this? Let's see what y'all are up to. Yeah, time to break up. Annabelle, and actually, when I emailed her back, I said, like, oof, I don't know how you do it. I couldn't be with someone that had a fucking dog. Especially, I have a dog-hating YouTube channel. I would get awkward. Never date a dog nut. Same here. Hangs up on her. Annabelle, see, that would be enough for me without the dog. If you're just hanging up on me and we can't have a constructive conversation, why the hell would I want to be with you? Honestly. Hey, Anna B, good to see you. Isabel says, what an asshole. I agree. I wouldn't put up with that. And it's going to affect her confidence and self-respect, as I mentioned about slime. And we know a lot of you guys have dealt with this here. And I'm not going to call anybody out by name because a lot of people tell me these things anonymously. And some of you share it here on the channel that you have partners or live with your parents that have dogs and this and that, and that you feel less than these pets. Okay? So here we go. Let's go. I don't know who this woman is, but she needs to get away from this relationship. I agree, Scorched Earth. And I did mention to her, I understand some people are stuck in situations. You live with someone, but she doesn't live with them, right? She mentioned that she doesn't want to go over there. I would stay the fuck away from this person. And I hope that our kindness and advice can help to motivate her to find something better, because she's a good writer and she seems to have a lot to say and she seems to be under a lot of stress. So, let's keep her in our thoughts. Desgraciado says, my problem is I can't even do it doggy style with my wife anymore. You crack me the fuck up. Oh, man. Michael says, euthanize the lad along with the dog. All right, guys. Let's get into the next one. I've got a lot of stuff to cover today, and it's a lot. And the email was actually even longer than that. I was trying to break it down. I've gotten help this week from T-Dog, from Billy Bob, from Christian Bale, from Anna. So we're just gonna throw everybody's names out there now, and some of the articles I've tagged you in names, but I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my dog-hating heart for all of your help, especially this past week, as I've been working. Desgraciado says, maybe kitty style. Kitty style is when you bite them on the back of the neck, right? Right. Told you, it's been a while, but I know what's going on in the bedroom. I know things. I know things about stuff. I do. All right. Oh, let's get into the first article. Hopefully my computer doesn't start acting up. Nope, we still got good service, so we're just going to give it a minute to catch up. Actually, I got this article from a few of you. Billy Bob, T-Dog, and I believe Christian Bale. I believe all three of you sent me this article. Doesn't matter. I'm super appreciative. This is a 12-year-old girl, Good Samaritans, injured in dog attack. This happened October 7th of 2021. Is that today? That was yesterday. Okay, I say one thing I don't know right now is the date. This is in Roy, Utah. A 12-year-old girl in Weber County sustained injuries after being attacked by two dogs that officials say escaped from a backyard through a hole in the fence. Several people who stopped to help were also injured. Brinley Hurt told 2 News she was riding her bike when the two pit bulls escaped through the fence and ran right at her. I was on FaceTime with my friend. We were having a conversation, and I said, there are 2 pit bulls coming up to me. The dogs took Brinley off the bike to the ground, biting her over and over again. And as we know, the pediatric surgeons, they like to point this out over and over that, this went from like a bite on someone's body from freaking a dog out or whatever to bites all over the body. Several people driving by saw the attack and stopped to help. Brinley's mother, Catherine Marcos, said around 5 people came to her daughter's rescue. Community members Jeff Peterson and Jed Nora Kim Ahini, and they all stopped their vehicles and ran over to help. I pulled over as soon as I heard the screams and saw the 2 dogs. It took around 10 minutes to get one of the dogs under control. Once I thought the incident was over, the dog attacked Brinley again. They prey on children. We know this. Part of why we hate them so much. Both neighbors sustained injuries trying to help. There was only one person out of the 5 that stopped to help that didn't get attacked. Eventually, officers from the Roy Police Department got to the scene and took the dogs away. A 3rd dog from the same house was also taken. Police said the owner willingly gave up the dogs. They were facing charges related to the attacks, including 2 counts of having a dog at large, which was expected to be enhanced to a Class B misdemeanor due to the attacks, as well as 3 counts of failure to license. 3rd dog was taken to a local shelter, while officials said the other 2 will be put down. Officials said the dogs involved in the attack shared the same breed line. Both were pit bulls, one being a mixed breed. One of the dogs was just a puppy. Now, we've watched in this pack mentality where, 1 or 2 dogs come in and start attacking, so even the other dogs will come join in. Because it's a puppy in the same breed line and it did get blood, they decided it's too scary to let it go and let it happen again. She said they learned it wasn't the first time the older dog had attacked someone. Brinley said she was grateful for the people who stopped to help her when she saw the dogs attack. She felt bad they got hurt in the process. So we run into this over and over again. People are so brainwashed and so in love with these things. There was the one guy who was trying to help someone with the dog, and he's like, and I felt so terrible about hitting the dog. What the fuck are you talking about? That dog will kill that little girl. And this little girl still feels bad. She says, I'm so grateful there were other people there. It gave me a lot of courage. Peterson, upon hearing Brinley's screams and seeing the dogs attack her over and over again, was scary. His family said they were very grateful for the people who stopped. They thanked everyone who came to her rescue. Their response is that they didn't do anything, but they did. Without each and every one of them getting out of their cars, the story would have been had a very different ending. Brinley was out of school all week due to her injuries. She's expected to return back to school on Friday. You got a lot of the UK people here for sure. Let's see. Well, oh, hey, it's the Real X Star. I'm glad you made it. What are you guys up to over here? What do we got? Well, we got a lot of you over there, so let's see. I know stuff too, and different things. I used to say I know stuff and things. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Human bite is nasty. Michael, you must be from the UK, mate. Yeah, there's lots of UKs. Jail the owners. I agree. How many fucking attacks will it take to ban pit bulls at the very least? I'm so tired of hearing this. I agree, Strawberry. It's out of control. Chef says, how many pit bulls need to escape their confinement and attack people in order for the government to understand that there is no containing these filthy creatures? Annabelle said, millions, apparently. Exactly. And we are all on the same page here. And unfortunately, people are slow to get it. So, yes, of course. Hello, Matthew. Good to see you. Yes, EL, the title is real. We are finishing this video off today with a story about a polar bear eating a sled dog, and it's a lot of fun. I was laughing my ass off while I was reading it, and we're going to have a great time looking at it. Yes, some states have, but then some people aren't even allowed to carry a weapon at all. if you've been labeled with some type of mental illness, or say you're on probation or parole, all these different kinds of things, then you can't carry a weapon, right? Jeff does, though. So let's get into the next one, shall we? This was an interesting one. For those of you that like to play video games where you kill dogs, and I know Chef does, there's a video called Far Cry 6. And apparently in the video game, you're constantly attacked by dogs. And this person is very upset about having to shoot the dogs. I found this comical and also fucking stupid because, like, all right, they're keeping it real in the game. Like, everywhere everyone goes in the video game, they're being attacked by dogs, which is basically what the fuck's happening out on the streets. That nobody's talking about it. And then this person's upset, like, I keep getting attacked by these dogs. So Far Cry 6 has a lot of problems, but making you a frequent dog murderer by necessity is definitely up there. Sorry. I find this quite humorous. This article was published today, okay? So I don't like doing that, they say. You have to kill all these virtual dogs. I hate it, in fact. But there are dogs in Far Cry 6, and they'll tackle me and bite me to death if I don't kill them. And so, well, here we are. Dog murder has been around in video games for decades, but the last couple of console generations have intensified the presence of canine killing to a fairly hefty extent, to the point that it's rare to have a real-world shooter these days where you aren't occasionally asked to pull the trigger. This, at the same time, is an increased emphasis on realism, has ensured that every new dog killing is the most visceral such experience yet. I don't know whose job it is at Naughty Dog or Ubisoft program and the sounds that dogs make when you hurt them. Like there's a video game called The Last of Us Part 2 or Far Cry 6. They're either amazing or horrible at their jobs, depending on how you look at it. These two games emphasize the two sides of the video game dog murder coin. Now that I think about it, The Last of Us wants you to feel the consequences of every pup life you take, having their human owners crying out in anguish when they find the bodies of their slain companions, and even encouraging, through its twisty plot structure, the player to spend time with a virtual dog that they know they're later going to have to shoot. Interesting. This person refers it to, like, Old Yeller, okay? Far Cry, meanwhile, mostly views dogs as little more than a deadly obstacle, a way to vary enemy variety in a game where most of your opponents are different flavors of soldier. This has been a series tradition, of course. Animal attacks date all the way back to the very first, very off-model Far Cry game, and several of the games play loops built almost entirely out of putting local wildlife on the endangered species list in order to make ammo pouches out of their skin. The most recent entries in the series have only made this more bizarre, though by giving you plenty of invincible animal companions of your own to help you take down its numerous armed camps. It says they can answer, does the dog bite? Or can you pet the dog? With an equally resounding, apparently unbothered, yes, absolutely. All of which leads me to ask, can we possibly knock it off, please? I'm not asking for every video game to be a paradise, mind you. I like a little virtual bloodlust as much as the next sociopathic game-trained murder machine. But I can say with some certainty I've done my part to keep the pet cemeteries of video game land filled at this point. If you need me to deal with a fast-moving, four-legged creature designed to rip my throat out, let's go ahead and get some zombies in the mix. Oh, was the dogs attacking you just too real for you? Because zombies aren't real, fucker. Okay? So, they said leave the pups out of it. They've suffered enough. The audacity of some of this shit, it kills me. It's fucking... Oh, Moni Tony's here. Good to see ya. Polar bears are cute, but they eat garbage. Yeah, like dogs. Kaboom with that video, he says. He's still stoked about the video. Says, my boyfriend has one of those video games. I cheer him on. Oh, I'm sure you do, Annabelle. Suggests to be legal enough, according to self-defense and whirlpool forums. That's true. What happened to the car? Meaning a dog attacked my car yesterday morning. And Anna asked if it damaged the car and said, no, Annabelle, because I didn't stop. I was willing to run it over. Good for you. I was just about to say the same thing. Yeah, so, you know, that's a big thing. There's a lot of these video games. Hey, Cassie, good to see you. Always good to see you. You never disappoint. We're glad you're here. And what else we got here? Wolfenstein 3D. I can't play video games, but hey, good to see you, Chef. Enjoy your food. All right, let's get into some more stuff here. Oh boy. And I forgot a whole bunch of emails the last time, so it's this whole thing. I'm going to start out with the new ones, break back to the old ones, and may just go ahead and do another one tomorrow or the next day to just catch up. This is from the 7th of October, 2021. Chillicothe dog bites, owner charged for a dangerous animal. I used to live outside of Chillicothe. So, according to Chillicothe police, they had a dog complaint, and when they arrived, they were told of a dog attack. 2 young girls put their small Yorkie dog outside in their yard to use the bathroom when a tan pit bull came into the yard and attacked the small dog. A neighbor came to help the 11 and 14-year-old girls who were trying to save the life of their pet, and they were able to separate the pit bull from the small dog. The neighbor was then able to take the dog to its home because she knew who the dog belonged to. This wasn't the first time the dog has gotten loose and was running at large. When officers arrived, they noticed that the small dog had several lacerations and lameness to one and multiple limbs. I don't know why they said it like that. The owner of the pit bull, Stephen Bingham, told police that the dog was on a cable in the backyard and somehow got loose. He was summoned for a dangerous animal and a citation for a failure to register his dog. It is unknown what condition Tiny Fluffy is in at this time. So there's that. There's lots of dog shooter games. I'll put this link in the article, and you guys can look it up. Thank you, Beanie Girl. And throw up the Mountain Rose Herbs thing, too, when you get a chance. I have a sponsor now, and Mountain Rose Herbs, they do teas and different oils, essential oils, and they have recipes and all that shit. I'm going to be posting a bunch of them. And so for every video from now on, there's going to be a link in the description, not only to Mountain Rose Herbs, because if you use that link, then it helps the channel, but it will also, I'm going to throw up some recipes and some shit you can use for it. So it'll be fun. Good way to help the channel. And we appreciate you as well. All right, guys, here's one about rabies vaccines. All right. Oh, this was published today. Rabies vaccine fails. Surprise. Boy bitten by dog died 23 days later. In a rare instance, this rabies vaccine failed. They like to say rare, but how often have we seen the evidence that these things are not as effective as they want you to think they are? Really, it's just about money, but we won't get into all of that because that's not what this is about. Here we go. Rabies vaccine failed, leading to the death of a 7-year-old boy. His name is Anand, a Class 2 student of government-aided primary school, and this is near Kayur, died on Thursday, 23 days after he was bitten by a stray dog. He is survived by his father, his mother, and a brother. According to a school teacher, Anand was bit by the dog September 13th. He was playing near his house when the dog pounced on him. It bit him under his right eye and caused serious injury. He was taken to the hospital, and doctors administered the first dose of rabies immunoglobulin, which are antibodies that fight that virus. Since the injury was close to the eye, he was admitted to an eye specialist and had a look at him before he was discharged the next day. He heard that residents thrashed the dog to death when it was spotted again. Good for them. However, no other dog bites were reported from the area. Well, the dog's dead now. I lost my spot. Okay, after the first dose of September 13th, he's administered additional doses on the 3rd and the 7th day. His 4th and final dose of vaccine was scheduled for October 11th, and we really thought he would recover considering so many days had passed. But he started feeling feverish. His parents took him to the hospital on Tuesday. He was referred to the medical college, and the doctors suspected he was infected by the rabies virus, shifted him into an isolation ward. His blood test found that he was infected by the virus. By then, Anand had developed breathlessness, and he died in the early hours of Thursday. Said it was a rare case of the rabies vaccine not working. I've not come across such a case in my career, they say. I've heard about this several times, but I'm not going to pick and choose about that. But the young man died. Very unfortunate, so what do we got here? Yes, thank you. That link that Beanie put up is to Mountain Rose Herbs. It will also be in the description. Lisa made a channel, like I said, so I watched her video earlier. It's very cool, and it's actually made for kids, so that's pretty cool. Okay, not rare at all. Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, rare. It's not rare. EL says reporting in general sucks these days. They always load up the story with terms like rare without quantifying what they consider rare. And that's so true. Joseph, geez, I've wondered. There's so many different instances with these dogs getting into schools and attacking people and shit. So it really leaves one to wonder why the fuck this is happening. Yeah, Lisa, also, I will throw a link to Lisa's video into this description as well. I've got a lot of stuff to remember, so bear with me. I generally have not been editing the live streams until later on at night at the next morning because the live chat doesn't even show up until like 12 hours later. So there's no use in me editing and sharing the video. And don't mind me, I'm covered in paint. I missed some spots and I've been working, so very tired. So there's another game where you can shoot zombie dogs. Yes, I've seen that one. So yeah, let's hop into the next article here. This one came from, I believe Moni Tony sent me this, or PP Popo. Yes, I know they're silly names, but whatever. All right. This is in another language too. So they had actually told me what it said, but I'm going to run it through you anyways. This pit bull attacked a 74-year-old woman. Okay. And let's go to the email here so I can properly, I didn't have the whole email. So here's what we're going to do. I'll pull it up on the phone and I will read the translation. As you guys know, many times people translate these things for me. Oh, someone sent a $3.50 donation. That's very sweet. We really appreciate you. Here we go. Pitbull kills elderly woman in Mexico. Owner arrested. And they said that the grandmother was provoking the pit bull. Can you believe that shit? Okay. And they sent me a whole bunch of different stories. I just haven't gotten to them all yet. So yeah, this pit bull killed this 74-year-old woman, and they claim that the dog was antagonized. She was antagonizing the dog. Okay. Here's one that came out. This was August. I think we already did this. Yes, that family Rottweiler story. So let me hop back into and get said did squared. Yes, check out Lisa's new channel. Oh, we all love each other, and I think that's fucking fantastic. I love you guys. All right. This one came from a friend of mine on Facebook. His name's Jason, and he's been my friend for years and years. And once I came out on Facebook about my dog hatred, we found it kind of funny because he's not a lawn dog hater. He has a tiny little dog, but he hates pit bulls. I'll take it. Like I tell people, I'm not going to find people to agree with every little thing that I say, right? But if I can find someone that can at least admit about these dangerous styles of dogs, I'll take it. Silly names are perfectly fine. I love silly names. We all know that. This is an update on the woman that was killed in Oregon. Remember the story of Amber LaBelle that just took place at 42 years old? Turns out, when she had opened the door and the dog had come out and it killed her and her 2 children were there, the dog was going for her children. And she basically stepped in and protected them. Okay? So she was caring for the dog. Apparently, she did know that the dog had a history of aggression, but she was attacked by a 120-pound pit bull, and she went to enter the bedroom to her home. She was trying to fend the raging mutt off and distracted it while she screamed for her daughters, age 8 and 5, to get out of the house. Okay? And they did, and they went and tried to go get help. Neighbors rushed over after hearing her screaming and were eventually able to pull the dog off of her. She died later that day. Okay, the raging mutt had been shut into a bedroom and it launched at the mother or two when she opened the door. She was yelling for her children to leave. Her 2 daughters watched helplessly as their mother was mauled to death in front of them. Okay, so like I said, this is just an update on a story we'd already covered. And they said one thing I want people to know is the very last thing she did on this earth was save the lives of her children. Now, you guys know I like to be sensitive to the victims and all this other shit, but, you know, if these things weren't around, this wouldn't be happening. I wouldn't even have hardly enough to talk about on this channel. There wouldn't be enough content for there to be 50 channels. But there is. Okay? They said it was a pretty bad scene. April Shaw was among those who ran over to help. They had another neighbor holding the dog back, and it just ran right past them and went straight for her again. She was unresponsive at the time. They said that she would have never taken care of the dog had she known it was violent. Okay. If she would have, she had children and all this shit. They say that she would have never done that. I don't know. The woman's not alive to tell her story. Okay. She's dead. So we will not know. Right. But here we are. She was probably breathing, Ashley. You know how 70-year-olds like to do that. You know, it was like someone said, well, I think it was Asher that day, and she was cracking me up. She was like, well, a piece of paper crumbled, or the person sneezed, or someone coughed, or yeah, it's horrific, horrific. She did have the sense to defend her kids, and when they first thought that she knew about the dog. Her boyfriend left the dog with her to watch. Her ex-husband brought the children over for her to have visitation, and shortly after them showing up, she had went to open up the door and go into her bedroom, and the dog lunged out and started attacking her, and she could tell that this was a dangerous situation. So she was yelling out to her children to get out of the house and run. So the children literally watched their mother die. Hey, Gabriel, working out. Good. Well, good to see you. And I mean, this is insane. So dumb how much dogs get away with, along with the victim blaming. Exactly. So let's go into another one here. Like I said, I've got so many stories, I don't know what to do with them. Let's see if this isn't a repeat. Okay, it is not. So the family of the toddler that we all heard so much about in Akron that was killed by the pit bulls, there's an update on that. They're sharing their story. This is as of October 6th. Akron family still trying to make sense of the unimaginable tragedy. Their toddler daughter was mauled to death by the dog over the weekend. The family shared their story for the first time. I didn't get to say goodbye to my baby, Lewis said. I didn't get to say my baby. My baby didn't see me. Not only did we not get to say goodbye, this incident...
Right now, it's on a family still trying to make sense of...
Gotta stop that. Not only did I not get to say goodbye, the incident caused my child so much trauma, we can't even see her. They're hoping they'll wake up, and the past few days would have been a horrible nightmare. On Sunday, their only daughter, Kaveh, died after she was attacked by a family member's pit bull. She meant the world to us, Lewis said. She meant everything to me. She was my everything. She woke me up in the morning, every morning. Dada, dada. He said Kaveh, was at a home when the altercation between a 20-year-old man and woman had broke out. Kaveh's parents tell us that the man was Kaveh's uncle, and they're not blaming him. The family wants the woman involved in the altercation to face felony charges. Police are still investigating, but at this point, they have not filed any charges. Now this is our life, he says. This is our life. My daughter is gone because of someone else's actions. They learned that at least one of the pit bulls in the home has bit at least 2 people since 2020. Kennedy asked the couple if they believe the dog should be removed from the home and that it could have prevented their daughter's death. And they said, could have? It definitely would have. We could do halves all day, said Calderon. She's still not here. It's not going to bring her back. What could have been done, what should have been done. Kaveh's grandmother said she cannot eat and she cannot sleep. I feel like half of my life is gone. It's gone. Her family said that they never worried about Kaveh's safety with dogs. She loved them and had grown up around them. She even used to live in a home with dogs. I can't see my granddaughter, they said. I cannot touch my granddaughter. I just keep saying that this is not real. It's not real. It can't be real. I can't even imagine what my grandfather went through in the last seconds of her life. Just imagining that alone is horrible. And like I said, we feel so defeated. The family is holding a celebration of life for Kaveh Friday afternoon. So, that was today. They're also starting a foundation in Kaveh's name to help victims of vicious dog attacks. They sent us a statement, the lawyers did. Summit County Prosecutor's Office is currently weighing whether charges will be filed. The family is devastated. It is the family's sincere wishes for all culpable parties involved to be charged to the fullest extent of the law. Steps will be undertaken to convene a grand jury for considerations of charges outside of Summit County Prosecutor's Office. So, hey, this little girl is gone. And now they're going to be speaking out for dog bite victims. So it's not going to bring her back, you know? It's not going to bring her back, but oh, yeah, no, I totally understand. But I actually know enough language that I can look and tell what it is. It's certain words that I don't know what it is, Moni Tony. So, you know, if someone does translate it, that's okay because I can scan through and see, except for Yusuf's. I don't know much Turkish, so I have to run that through the translator, which is why I haven't been doing a lot of his videos. Fuck Fluffy. That's right. Okay, so we got EL says sickening to think of the innocent life of a toddler being ended by some shitty animal. Exactly. Exactly. I think the problem is people are fucking Fluffy. Exactly. We seen that in the Husky video at the beginning. She was everything after Pitbull. Well, it wasn't their dog. The child was at the uncle's house, Moni Tony. So there you go. Seems that pit bulls are nice until they snap and kill someone, Descrossiato said. Actually, I said that to a woman in a pit bull chat one day when she was like, my dogs are great, blah, blah. And I said, well, they're always nice until they're not. Then there's an issue. Yeah. Moment of silence for that poor little girl. Lost her life. It's terrible. Exactly. Exactly. Nope, they cannot functionally accommodate dogs. I agree. We've got some interesting articles here that Mikhail provided, and we're very appreciative. I'm very appreciative of Mikhail. I think he's very fond of me, and I am very fond of him. Very nice person. Let's see if this is going to pop up. Some of these more complicated articles, and my phone's been very particular about how it wants to operate today, so. Well then, being patient, it's loading, but I'm losing my patience rather quickly. Let's see what the service looks like. We don't want the stream fucking up. Okay, there we go. We're good. Oh, man. So this is a scientific study, okay? And the author's goal in this study were to describe a series of dog attacks on children that required neurosurgical consultation and to better understand the pattern of injuries inflicted, circumstances that place children at risk for attack, and the dog breeds involved. In addition, the authors review the surgical and medical management of these patients. This comes from the Journal of Neurosurgery. Okay. The authors performed a retrospective view of all children requiring neurosurgical consultation for dog bite at Regional Level 1 Pediatric Trauma Center over a 15-year period. A total of 124 children with dog bites to the head, face, and neck were evaluated in the emergency department. Of these, 17 children, 13.7%, incurred injuries requiring neurosurgical consultation. 53% of victims were female. The mean age at the time of the attack was 30 months. 71% of the attacks were perpetrated by the family pet. 71% of the attacks were perpetrated by the family pet. And 76% of the attacks occurred at the patient's home. Breeds involved in the attacks include German shittards, shit bulls, American shit dogs, large mixed breeds, Labrador asshole retrievers, Akitas, with German shepherds and Akitas being the most frequently involved. Neurosurgical injuries included non-depressed skull fracture in 5, depressed skull fractures in 10, intracranial hemorrhages in 5, cerebral contusions, okay, dural lacerations. Let's see, okay. Spinal fractures with complete spinal cord injury, strokes, vascular injury, cranial nerve injury. What we got? Prophylactic antibiotics were administered in 16 patients, 94%. Only one patient had a confirmed infection involving the site of injury. Neurosurgical intervention was required in 10 patients, 59%, and ranged in severity from closure of complex scalp wounds to decompressive craniectomies. Neurological deficits, of all of which were considered catastrophic, developed in 3 patients. Dog attacks on children requiring neurosurgical consultation commonly involve the family pet, which is usually a large breed dog with no history of prior aggression. Neurosurgical injuries often involve the cranial vault, with depressed skull fractures being the most common injury patterns. Most patients do not suffer a neurological deficit, although catastrophic neurological injuries may occur. Okay? So, interesting stuff. We always like to dip in and out of some of these. 71%. It used to be 67. So, yeah, oh, we're at 29. Look, Isabel asked for 30 viewers, and it looks like she's going to get it. Isabel, you're a wonderful lady. Oh, no, Moni, Tony, no big deal. Hi, Tiana, good to see you here. And so what's the worst experience you've ever had with an aggressive dog? If you're asking me, worst experience I have ever personally had with, I've had some brutal battles. I've shown you guys a few of the scars on my hands, and I'm covered in pain right now. I've shown you guys a couple of the scars on my hands, and I have talked about, some of the stuff. I only say the worst experience was the one where the dog barely nipped my son, but that's because it was my son was involved, and that's serious shit to me. Personally, it's probably when I got attacked by the 3 dogs, and then I picked the one up and beat the fuck out of all the other ones with it. That's an older video. That was a rough one. That was an interesting day. So yeah. Thank you, Beanie. Put up the link for the Mountain Rose herbs. Please order your teas and herbs, and they have seasonings and shit to make your own stuff at home, and clay, and you name it, they've got it. They're sponsoring us now. So if anything that gets sold through there, a small percentage of it comes to me and my son. So let's move on. They aren't even nice. I know people who have pits, and they're the worst and most annoying dogs of all, Annabelle says, and I agree. So let's see. Moving on. Hey, it's Alasade. The dog love culture, I'd inherently inhuman, anti-nationalist, anti-children, anti-social. Totally. Yes, Cassie, I'm from Ohio. I've lived there, and Akron is fucking terrible, so stay the fuck out of there. No need, Money Tony. Like I said, Disgraciato, are you impatient for the polar bear story? Well, I'll get there. It's coming around. We're already at about an hour mark anyways, so we're going to do our best. Hey, Marcus is here. Marcus made it. What's up, man? Okay, so hey, you want to hear more about what, Scorched Earth? You tell me, and I will tell you. Good to see you. Tiana asked the question, what worst experience with aggressive dog was, and Desgraciato, excuse me, I can't talk today, shared his story. He said, my worst experience was when a garage opened and this freaking mutt comes out, not too big, like a 60-pounder, and came at me. So I kicked it so hard, the owners began to scream at me. Tiana said, that's bullshit. She said, that's bullshit. What happened to Tiana? She said she was bitten by a large dog at 12 years old, and the grown man walking it blamed me because you didn't let him smell you. Well, as we just covered, a 74-year-old woman was killed by the dog, and they said she was antagonizing it. They like to pull that shit over and over again. It's always someone else's fault. Someone sneezed, someone coughed, someone looked at the dog wrong. The dog was hungry. It was this, it was that. They can never, ever just blame the fluffy. They blame children, dead children. As we covered in the video the other day, this woman has her dog shitting on graves. People desecrate the graves of children that were attacked by pit bulls for speaking out about it. What kind of shit is that? Beating a dog with another dog. So I have that video, actually, but I'll share the story with you real quick. I was walking down the road, and 3 dogs coming and running at me. And the owner is standing out in his yard, and he's letting them run at me. And I said, hey, I don't want these things around me. I'll fuck them up. And he laughed. He thought I was joking. And he says, well, they just want to smell you and lick you. I'm like, I ain't playing that smelling and licking stuff. And I just kept walking. I wasn't paying them any mind. So like Tiana said, they said because I didn't let them smell me or anything. So I just kept walking and completely ignored them and was staring forward. And I was getting pissed off. And one of them sniffed me and nipped at my leg. And that did it. I was done. Because as soon as it nipped at me, I turned and looked down at it and got all scary. And it growled at me. And the other 2 jump in. This is that pack mentality. So the other 2 jump in. And I'm like, fuck that. No, I'm being attacked by 3 dogs. I ain't playing this shit. So I'm always telling people, and this is why I say it, pick them up and throw them by the legs. I picked the dog up, and I just reached down and grabbed it. And so I got it by its 2 side legs. So it would be like the arm and the leg. And swung him and hit the other dog. and it, goes flying. And the dude comes running over. He's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing to my dogs? I'm like, fuck you, man. And I've still got the dog, and I fucking slam him down on the other dog, and it, and they all start backing off. And he's like, oh, wait. He's running over, and I swing it over and hit him with the dog. I just throw it at him and hits him in the chest. And one of the other dogs coming back at me, and I kick him right in the fucking jaws with my steel toe boots, man. Like, hard as fuck. And then the dude falls to his knees. He's like, no! Like, because I'm basically killing all his dogs. I have a lot of dog fighting stories. Many, many dog fighting stories. As I've said before, and some of you that actually message me often enough, and we email, and a lot of people have my phone number. We all message each other. I've shown people the pictures of the Huskies that I killed that showed up at my ranch. I am Lisa. I've showed people the scars that I have all over my body from these things. I've got so many scars. Oh, get steel toe boots. It's the one weapon they can't take away from you. I have so many scars all over my body. It blows my mind, and I look down and see some of it. On clear days, you can really see them, but you can see the big puncture wound right there. I mean, I've got a lot of these things. I'm a pretty tough chick, but I'm covered in scars from these things. I have more scars from dogs than from anything else. So let's see what you guys were up to over here. They don't like it when you defend yourself against those beasts. Tiana's absolutely right. Real X-Star says, worst experience was being around my ex-roommate. He and his girlfriend always around with their mutts. At least she didn't get hurt, Real X-Star. That's important. Why the fuck does the dog have to smell you? So it's gaslighting. Exactly. Blame the victim. There's video about it. There actually is. Experts have admitted in writing in that noise and movement trigger a pit bull attack. That's all it takes. Yeah, and they're willing to admit that shit. So then why do we have these things in our society again? They don't belong here. Tiana says, I was approaching your pet at first until I got a bad vibe, and I tried to back away. Guess it smelled my fear. The whole smelling the fear thing, I don't know. I don't know about all that. I just know that these things are fucking dangerous, that I've been training them. For those of you who don't know, a lot of times I say this and no one knows. I've been an animal trainer most of my life. Trained so many dogs, trained them for so long, I can teach them sign language. Okay? But as soon as I let the dog go with the owner for a couple months, they're calling me and telling me that the dog is fucked up and it's no longer doing what they ask him to. Well, that's what happens when you feed Fluffy Twinkies and let him gain 20 pounds on the couch and take over your house. He's a fucking dog. He's not a human, which is my dog hatred just built over the years. I was at a neighbor's, one of my clients' house the other day working. And he's like, I've been meaning to ask you, was there a specific thing that made you a dog hater? And I was like, all of it. All of it. I was like, how long I've worked with these things? How long I've been around them? The shit that I've seen? The things I've had to deal with? The stuff that you watch people deal with from their pets? How could you not hate them? Anyone that spent enough time around them would start, if you have enough common sense, you would start to hate these things. Okay, so, yeah. Fuck Fluffy. Thank you, Scorched Earth. I have, like I said, if you go back into my earliest videos, that's where I share my most gory dog murdering and stuff. That's kind of where I got my reputation from people. It was like, oh, this chick is a dog murderer, and she's sitting around on YouTube bragging about it. And I had a hate video made about me in the first month that I was on YouTube. I was like, damn, that was fast. But I've killed a lot of dogs. 12 in 1 week. Okay, that's on a cattle ranch, though. It's a big difference. Says Cassie says 71. I was actually wondering that today. Thank you. Would you recommend punching them in the face? I recommend gouging eyes out. If they're already on you and you're that close to them, and I've shown you guys the move. You guys want to see the Fluffy move again? This is a good one. There's a reflex inside of a dog's mouth. So if it's already biting you and all over your hands and you're trying to get away, you apply pressure underneath the tongue on the bottom jaw. It opens a dog's mouth. Doesn't matter what breed it is. I've had people ask. It opens their mouth. It's a pressure point. They have no choice. So if they're biting and doing all this and you put the pressure down, it will hold their mouth open. Okay? They cannot. I have walked a vicious dog around. Under the tongue. I've walked a vicious dog and all they can do is they can't close their mouths. Very important to know if you ever get attacked by one and they're already on you and on your hands. Oh, thank you, Gabriel. I appreciate that. I wear my scars with pride, so I don't worry about that. They respect abusive leaders. Lisa's right. And as my uncle always said, the only good dog is a dog that don't trust you because you beat the fuck out of it. As an animal trainer, I'll tell you guys, yeah, and you can do that, okay? But the throat thing isn't actually super, and it's been debunked a few times. Go for this. Absolutely, Disgraciado, but if you don't have your knife in your hand and the thing's already got you down to the ground, okay, then you got a problem. So, push eject. That's their operator's mechanism to abort. That's right, Matthew. All right, so let's get into another story or two, and we'll work our way to the polar bear story because I know you guys are excited to hear about this. Did you guys hear about the fact that they're ending the mandates on animal testing? Now, dogs are in the top 5 tier of animals that are tested on. Mostly rodents, obviously. We're talking rats and mice, hamsters, gerbils, things like that. And this is, medical testing, experimental scientific testing. Okay, but now they're ending the mandate. And I love how they told everyone, like, and look, dude, when they do the interview and they had like Rand Paul and a bunch of people up there, it's all hot chicks in the background. And they're all struggling to hold their dogs up in the camera because they want everybody to see their fucking dog, right? They're breaking their necks to make sure these fucking dogs, they're still doing it. There's just no more mandate. Like even Rand Paul made sure to sing, everybody's all, yay, yay. And Rand Paul was like, okay, well, I think it's really, you guys should know that like, we're not ending animal testing. We're ending the mandate. So, to me, I was just kind of insulted. I'm like, are you people all fucking stupid? Like, this shit should have, you guys, look. Now it just means that they aren't forced to, because anytime you were doing a clinical trial, you were mandated to do animal testing. And now that mandate's gone. So if a scientist so chooses, he doesn't have to test on animals. We've had humans lining up to let people do scientific experiments on them since the dawn of time. And these days, they'll give you $50, $100 to participate in these studies. I don't allow any drugs and crazy bullshit in my system, so you miss me with that. But lots of people do. Lots of people are there going, oh, yeah, take my plasma, give me the drugs, test on me, and they get like $50. Said, no, I like it when they test makeup on dogs. Well, they still will. The mandate's just been lifted, though. So all that means is now that they're not forced to, because there used to be a mandate to, and I'm just like, you fucking people, why don't you do a newscast about how you helped a bunch of children? Why don't you do a newscast about helping some foster care facility or something? No, and they're just breaking their necks to hold these dogs up into the camera and shit. So I'll make sure and put the link in the description. It's really fucking annoying. The audio on it was terrible. It's literally just a bunch of hot chicks they went and found and had them break their necks to hold these fucking dogs up in the camera so they can make this big announcement about not testing on animals. Mandate, no longer mandated, okay? Because they think that everybody wants to, hey, Ashley, or hey, Tarcisia, I was just reading what Jump, so I was so excited to see you. I feel like you haven't been here in forever. Yes. They hate people haters, Ash. They hate people haters. My God. I can't talk today. It's terrible. I'm so happy to see you, Tarcisia. I was actually talking you up in the video the other day and talking about how much of a gangster you were and how much I loved you. So I'm really glad you're here. It does, Lisa, it's funny because I constantly think the same thing. I'm like, is this some type of like conspiracy against humanity when you're losing that many people? Like, there are like drugs that pop up, like fentanyl, for example, that hurts a bunch of people. And they're like, we must have a war on this fentanyl and go out in the streets and get rid of it. And it killed a handful of people, right? And you have dogs killing a handful of people and mauling people all the time. And they're just like, it's just dogs. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Like, Fluffy's fucking awesome. It often seems like most of the things they do, that these are planned agendas to help dumb us down, make the men more feminine, and keep us divided, stupid, slow, distracted, weak. They like us weak and stupid. And the more, you know. So Tarcisia, if you want to tag someone in the chat, you put @ and then type their name in and it should pop up. And so then you go ahead and hit it. Exactly, Scorched Earth. Exactly. You know, part of their agenda to control the population, dumb us all down, and exactly. Dogs are. Hey, Kenny's here! Hooray! Kenny, if you email me, I'll put you in the list because I'm sending out bulk emails to let everybody know about the live streams, and it worked out really well. We have a bunch of viewers today, so glad you're here, Kenny. Actually, Tarcisia, it never works for me either. It'll show up and I'll see the little box and I'll hit it and it doesn't work. Billions of dollars in the dog industry, and that is a huge part of it, Tiana. And so you've got people making money out of this and they don't want it to go anywhere. And this can be applied to multiple things, okay? Like there's tons of avenues that this applies to. So yeah, common sense is not that common. So let's get into another story or two because I have so many emails before we move on to the polar bear story. Okay, let's see if this is the same one. No, this is not. Of course it's not. Every time I go like, oh, this is like the same story. I just seen this. It's very similar. It's not. It's just happening too much. It's happening so much that I can go through my emails and go, oh, well, this has got to be the same email. And I'll look and I'm like, nope. All 3 different things. I said that to someone the other day. I was like, I've been an activist in a lot of things. And so at this point, I don't need to keep reading about GMOs, for example, because I know about them. And I don't have to keep reading about fracking because I've already learned everything. Dog attacks is something that never stops. It's not something I'm going to get done hearing about. It's going to keep happening and it's going to keep happening. And I said to someone who I was on a YouTube comments and they're like, why don't you shut up? Dogs are garbage. And I was like, never. I will never shut up. I'm going to bitch about this until it ends, which means I'll be talking about this until I'm fucking 80. So kiss my dog hating ass. 2-year-old nearly loses eye after work camp dog attack. This took place as of October 6th of 2021. In Bangkok, a 2-year-old girl nearly lost her eye completely after an attack from what appears to be an abandoned dog at a factory camp. A couple reported that a stray dog at a cement factory camp had attacked their 2-year-old daughter, doing severe damage to her left eye. The little girl's mother had been at work and the father had stepped away to take a shower when he reported he suddenly heard his baby screaming. He came running to find a dog was attacking her. He was able to chase the dog away quickly, but the baby had already been severely injured. She was rushed to the hospital where she needed emergency surgery on her left eye, receiving a silicone implant to repair the damaged tear ducts. She will likely not be able to open her eye ever again. The child was not the first to be said to be bitten by the stray dog wandering around the cement factory. In fact, other parents who worked at the camp said they were afraid to let their children go outside due to this vicious dog. Why didn't someone kill this thing? I've never understood that. The dog is reported to have been owned by a former worker at the factory who left it and moved to another camp belonging to the same company, leaving the dog behind. The owner claimed no responsibility for the attack and said that he left the dog there 5 or 6 years ago and that it was not his problem anymore. He sent his son to the camp to offer the girl 500 baht as a compensation for the lost price. So it's not your problem, but you're going to send the money. The parents of the child appealed for help, contacting local officials and police in an attempt to have the dog relocated somewhere more safe and appropriate, where the children of the workers at the factory once again would be safe to go outside. And this is Bangkok. Okay. And yes, Beanie Girl's right. There's the PayPal or there's the, I prefer you guys go to the Mountain Rose Herbs link and buy yourself some Mountain Rose Herbs and some essential oils. Get essential oils to repel dogs. Isabel asked me to put the video about how to repel dogs with essential oils in my last video, and I did. And I'll put it in this video too. I'm going to share some recipes and shit. So if you guys want to know how to do that, how to keep these things away from you, you can literally spray this shit all over you if you have to live or be around someone with dogs, and they will not come near you. Trust me, I've done it. Do you guys recall that evil character from the Game of Thrones that was launching his dogs against kids and watching the dogs eat the kids? I never watched that show, so someone else may be able to. Yeah, Lisa said Game of Thrones gets it exactly. Tarcisia said, I bumped into a video of a pit bull killing a raccoon while the piece of shit owner was filming and laughing and encouraging the pit bull. It was so disgusting. Goes to show you, that's a bug, how psycho dog owners are. Exactly. So what else do we got here, guys? Okay. All right. Let's see. I say. Let me see what we got. I meant to cover this one last time, so we're going to do it now. This bothered me when I went back and I was like, how did I not cover that story? I wanted to fucking talk about that. Okay, here we go. This is animal welfare inspectors remove a large number of dogs from a sledding company in Ontario. Okay. This happened October 5th, 2021. Dogs rescued from 2 properties associated with Windrift Adventures. Okay, so this is a group that does sledding for people. Animal welfare inspectors have removed a large number of dogs from 2 properties associated with the dog sledding company in Ontario. Officials in animal welfare services inspected the properties associated with Windrift. They give the location and shit. The dogs were rescued during the inspection. The animals were being provided shelter and had received care at this time, but they declined to say what prompted the rescue of the dogs and how many animals were involved. It's dogs, not animals, and whether they needed veterinary care. He also declined to say if the dogs were being looked after, where they were being looked after currently. Said the inspection is continuing and would be inappropriate for them to provide further comment. Okay? But that same place was inspected in 2018 by the welfare enforcement system. Okay, well, they're sled dogs, so why won't they say what's going on? They'd ordered the company to provide insulated shelter, clean water, appropriate food, and veterinary care to the dogs located at the site. So, some dog nut was in there and was like, oh my God, these dogs don't have shelter. They don't have all this. And said, they went dog sledding and took videos of the animals afterwards, and the videos of which they had air posted on Facebook showed dozens of dogs chained up in the snow. That's what they do with sled dogs, with one limping. They do that. They're sled dogs. These people are fucking insane. The pair booked their outing through a company called Toronto Adventures, and the tour operator has since cut ties with Windrift Adventures, and a staff member said that Toronto Adventures received death threats over the incidents. I'm not surprised. Said the owners of the dogs must comply with the orders, or the animals could be seized. And later said 3 dogs needed vet care. They're sled dogs. I'm sure they did. We love our dogs, Windrift says, and we love the sport of dog sledding. We enjoy introducing people to the sport and teaching them what dog sledding has to offer. And someone else says, well, this industry is rife with abuse. These people, they want all of these fluffies to be inside on some silky pillow. They don't get it. Like, if these fucking pieces of shit would be happier outside running around in the snow. Yeah, he ran upstairs, Beanie, and then he ran back downstairs. Tenzing Kitten says dire wolves are more like gigantic dogs. They really are. Gigantic dogs. So they call them trash pandas. Dogs are just garbage. It's true. Someone told me that pit bull advocates go and vandalize. Yep, he take a dump on the graves of pit bull. They do, actually, and they will slander these people online and talk shit about them. Kenny says, hey, Jonathan, good to see you. Kenny says, fuck those dogs. Jonathan asked about this before, so let's make it official, guys. Every Friday night at 5:30, we'll do the live stream. So no matter what other videos I do through the week, put it in your calendars. Every Friday night at 5:30 from now on, live stream. Friday Night Lives with Fluffy and Fluffy and Fluffy and Fluffy. I've got all the fucking Fluffies today, y'all. It's not an accident that they're lifting these pit bull bans. I agree with Cassie. Pure evil, Moni Tony said. That's all. Evil. Complete immorality, Matthew Lyon says. Scorched Earth says, this can't be for real. Pit bull advocates aren't capable of reading gravestones. Oh, you're great. So yes, Friday night church, Gabriel. Exactly. Taco Friday. We are still an all-girl moderated and ran YouTube channel. All-girl dog haters, which is interesting. because we do, huh? This is the most viewers we ever had, which is interesting because I keep hearing from people like, oh, I didn't know women hated dogs. I thought they were all obsessed with them. Well, I could say the same thing to you, sausages. I can't find a man around that doesn't want to be around a dog. He said butt sausage. No sausage. We've no sausage here. We're all girls. And you know what? I'll take it. I'm happy. I think it's good. Kupak, girl power. Right? Exactly. Hey, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, because we get this thing all the time that like women are super obsessed with dogs. And I'm like, hey, fuck it, dude. Then let's just stay female moderated. And we've got Beanie Girl, Kisarage, Isabel, Gling, and Tenzing Kittens. And so we've got all chicks. And for a long time, I'm not going to have to add anybody else in. Thanks for God's sake. No, not at all. So guys, let's see. We've got, okay, I think this one we might have covered. Just give me 1 second to check. Billy Bob sent me this. Yes. And let's see if it's going to allow me to actually read the article without fucking with me. October 5th of 2021, dog attack reported in Muscatine's Oak Park on Sunday. I mean, and I was sent this by a few people in all fairness, so I don't really need to, I try to get everybody that sends everything, but I don't get too wrapped up into it. And so now they're asking me to pay to see, okay. Child was bitten by a loose dog at Oak Park in Muscatine on Sunday afternoon. The dog's description was a black Chihuahua with a graying coat. Okay, and the dog had run off. We need information on vaccination status. If this is your dog, please contact the police department. I'm sure these people will be in a hurry to contact and turn this in. So yeah. Doug's across the street working. I primered all day, and now he's over there doing cabinets. So he's not here. Although I told him next time you come by and the video's on, don't run off like a little bitch. Say hi to everybody. And he's like, okay, I will next time. But he's been working his ass off. So we got the 2-year-old loses the eye. We've got that. Went through that. Let's see what else we've got here. This one's fun. And we're going to end with this. And then we're going to go into the polar bear killing the dog, because I've been looking forward to talking about this because it's fucking hilarious. And also, I got help from Chef this week. Moni Tony sent some stuff. Who else? And I seen Jennifer here earlier. Hi, Jennifer. It was real good to see you. I've been trying to answer emails and messages, and I've just been so swamped. I'm going to be swamped for the next week, guys. So just be ready for me to have another fucked up week. So prepare yourselves. Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. Local family is grieving the loss of their family dog after he was shot and killed by a police officer during an active arrest warrant search. Police said the dog was acting aggressive to officers. The family disagreed. I'm sure they did. Surveillance footage shows the police searching Monroe Falls Avenue near Jackson Street just before 8 p.m. on Sunday. Police officers were looking for a female who had an outstanding warrant. We were letting them out, and I saw a couple flashlights in our backyard. The dogs are naturally curious. I said the family was getting ready for bed, and there was a female officer to the left, and he went and kind of sniffed her real quick. Said 3-year-old shepherd mix turned to check out the other officer who was several feet away. As soon as he got to the other officer, the officer pulled out his firearm and shot him 4 times, which was a lot. Okay, is what they said. And he shot toward our house from the street. The video shows Panache, as person's name, surrounded by officers while Stanley is laying dying on the ground. Stanley's the name of the dog. What a stupid fucking name. On Tuesday, they said both the officers interpreted the dog's behavior as aggressive, and they went on to say in the report the dog continued charging after one of the officers, and he was forced to make a split-second decision to protect himself. Police said the officer fired 3 times at a downward angle, striking and killing the dog. So he's a supporter of men and women in blue. However, he disagrees with the officer's actions. I think they need more funds. That way they can have more training, and a dog doesn't startle them like that. These people don't give a fuck about anything with these dogs. If it's a dog, pull mace or a taser. That gets so you want us to do that for dogs, but it doesn't bother you how many people are being killed? Because they say, oh, like, the dog. Maybe if it's a dog, pull mace, taser, dog. They filed complaints against the officer. Let's hope nothing goes anywhere with that. Yes, Ranty is awesome. I love Ranty. I was talking about that earlier. Yeah, Ranty, I've shared his page on here a couple times. Polar bear kills a dog. It's awesome. Get your popcorn. We're about to do it. That was part of the name of the title. That's why half of the people are here. So let's get into this bitch and let's do it. To Mr. Garrison, but better. Yes, Beanie Girl, thank you. Once again, that's the Mountain Rose Herbs link. And hey, do you have the Facebook page link if you want to throw that up? For any of you that have Facebook, we have a private Facebook page for the YouTube channel. It's called Dogs Are Garbage, aka Ashley, where we can share whatever we want and carry on. And so far, hardly anything has ever been, because it's a private page. One person claimed they had something taken down on the channel, which sucks, but nothing's perfect because everything's an asshole. So I'm going to give Beanie a minute to pull up the Facebook link if she's hearing me, because I know she is, because she's fucking awesome. And we are going to find, it's right around here. There it is. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, she said she bookmarked that. Anything you buy from that Mountain Rose Herbs is going to help the channel. So instead of you guys going, oh, I have to buy Ashley a cup of coffee, or, oh, I have to go find Ashley's PayPal link. Go buy yourself some tea, seasonings, and essential oils. They're sponsoring our channel. They're sponsoring a dog-hating channel, y'all. Come the fuck on, okay? Al-Asade says, I always wonder why women are insanely obsessed with mutts. Honey, it's not just women. Take it from me as a single girl. I try to talk to dudes, and and this was before I became a full-on dog hater. They will sit there and rub all over that thing, and they're obsessed with the dog. I tried for years to try to be nice about it, and was just like, oh, well, this is going to happen, and I need to accept it. I don't have to accept shit. I don't have to accept shit. I even thought about it. When I started the YouTube channel and shit, I'm like, what a good way for me to meet other dog-hating people. Not just men, but other women, other people, other intelligent fucking people. They are dog fuckers. Exactly, Real X Star. In fact, I've been saying that for years. I'm like, dude, you fuck that dog or something? What the hell's going on? From the bottom of my dog-hating heart, I say, chick power. Thank you. Exactly. So let's get into this polar bear story, shall we? I actually read this to my friend last night and broke it down piece by piece. I'm going to pull the article up here to read it to you guys, and then I'm also going to pull it up here so I can show you guys the pictures, okay? Because this shit is important, and it's fucking really funny. I'm not even going to lie. So here we go. I'd say Chef had sent me this, and so we can thank Chef for this. A couple people try to help me with the comedy end. They know that I need more comedy videos, so they help out. Okay? Check this stupid shit out. Okay, so these ass wipes, and you'll see as I'm reading this fucking shit went viral because they thought it was cute and that the polar bear was petting the dog. No, he's testing his ripeness like an avocado. He's all, you're not quite ready yet. And look, the dog is pulling away. Okay, let's get into the other pictures before I set this down, and then we'll move on. So here's the two sitting next to each other, and they're all like, oh my God, this is so cute. Oh my God. Not quite ripe yet. Okay, not ready yet. All right. He's checking, I'm telling you. He's like, thing's not tender enough yet. I'll be back for it tomorrow. This one, the dog is pulling away. You can clearly see that, right? That the dog is trying to pull away. Okay? Because he knows the bear is going to eat him. I found this whole fucking thing hilarious. And there was a side story in here I've got to tell you guys. They found this dog that had bit someone, and a bunch of kids covered it in industrial glue and drug it through the dirt and mud until it became a mud ball and died. What kind of justice is that? I mean, come the fuck on. That's fucking interesting. All right. Here we go, y'all. From pal to predator. Polar bear kills and eats sled dog in the same Canada sanctuary where heartwarming viral video was shot days earlier. Heartwarming viral video. Are you people fucking insane? A polar bear is 1,800 to 2,000 pounds plus predator that eats everything, including humans. And y'all are like, he likes the dog. He's petting it. No, you stupid motherfuckers. What is wrong with these idiots? They're so brainwashed into thinking everybody loves their dog that they think even the polar bear is being nice to the dog. Give you a fucking break. Okay, here we go. A sled dog has been killed in the same Canada dog sanctuary where a heartwarming viral video of a polar bear was filmed at over the weekend. The viral clip showed an enormous polar bear stroking a lounging dog on the head inside the Mile 5 Dog Sanctuary in Churchill, Manitoba. Conservation officers were called to remove 3 polar bears from the site after one of the animals attacked and ate a sled dog. Y'all didn't see this coming? Like, what's wrong with these people? The other 2, a mother and a cub, were moved along because the bears were being fed and the female's behavior was becoming a concern. These people are so fucking dumb. Charlie Ledoux, who runs the Mile 5 Dog Sanctuary, said the dog was chained up at the time. So you chained the dog up, I showed that in the pictures, and then let a polar bear pet it. Like I said, he's just testing its ripeness, all right? And then we're surprised when it got eaten. I'm surprised he didn't eat it the first time he walked up and started poking it like, I don't want to eat this. We'll see if I find any other food today. Here's what the fucking guy says. That was the only day we didn't feed the fucking bears. He said fucking, it's not me, it's him. The only night we didn't put anything out. Humans are allowed to feed polar bears under Manitoba's Endangered Species and Ecosystem Act. Ledoux admits he takes care of the bears. Ian Sterling, an adjunct professor at the University of Alberta, said that Ledoux's dogs should not have been on chains for their own protection. Said the bear was likely just hungry. Duh. Fucking duh. The dog was chained up and they're totally vulnerable, he said. Hunters over the years in the high Arctic have told me that if you want a dog to act as a guard dog, you have to leave it off the chain. Because if it's on a chain, it knows that it's vulnerable and it won't bark. Really? Really? Because I hear plenty of them barking on the chain and when they're in the fence, and a dog knows when it's vulnerable. Get the fuck out of here with all that crap. I ain't trying to hear that stupid shit. Just a few days earlier, a visitor to the sanctuary filmed a video of a polar bear interacting with one of Ledoux's dogs in an incredibly friendly manner, which quickly went viral. No, these people are so fucking dumb. The clip was shot by David Muelis of Manitoba. I had no idea what was going to happen, and then sure enough, he started petting the dog. He acted like he was a friend. It just so happened to catch a video of a lifetime. No, the video of a lifetime would have been seeing the polar bear eat the dog. He was taking tourists to see polar bears when they came across the dogs that were chained up at the time. Ledoux breeds the rare sled dogs, which are impervious to the cold. They have to point that out because everyone's like, oh my God, they're outside chained up. Oh no. In the video, the bear at first towers over the chained animal, which placidly lies at its feet because it knows the bear can eat it. But then the beast reaches out tenderly, with its right paw and gently, if clumsily, brings it down over the dog's head. These people think that this thing is petting. Fuck it. These people are so fucking dumb. Then it sniffs the dog, which has barely reacted because it's terrified, and pets it again, more confidently this time. He's not petting him. He's testing him out. He's tenderness. Then it switches to its left paw and begins rubbing the dog's head. How delusional are these fucking people? At this point, the pooch, apparently slightly irritated by its wild companion, irritated, you think maybe afraid for his butt fucking life, stands up and begins to walk off, which forces the bear that has the dog's chain wrapped around his front legs to back off too. I've known the bears to have somewhat friendly behavior with the dogs, but for a bear to pet like a human would pet a dog is just mind-blowing. It was a beautiful sight to see, and I just can't believe an animal that big would show a kind heart toward another animal. Ledoux told CBC at the time, the dogs are bred for the cold and see the chilly areas as a paradise and are rarely troubled by predators, save the occasional attack by wolves. There have been scares with polar bears, he said, but the primitive and fearless dogs usually keep the nasty bears in their place. What the fuck is that dog gonna do chained up to that polar bear? Get the fuck out of here with that. Can you guys believe this crap? Uh-oh. Okay. Let me see. There we go. Can you guys believe this crap? I guess it wasn't a nanny bear. Christian Bale. What are y'all talking about over here? Oh my God, here we go. Oh, what are y'all doing? Feed them all to the bears. I agree. There has to be a point in the future where everyone says, come on, this is getting ridiculous. I would really like to think the same. Fuck Fluffy on Friday at 5. I love it. I've got to put that in there. Fuck Fluffy on Friday at 5. That's a tongue twister. Tarcisia says, I remember that. The sentimental Ed, the story over time and the bear being friends. Yeah, it was just I'm fucking dying. I'm dying. The future is now, damn it. Sure. Now wait. No, wait, feed the dogs to the cats. Hey, dude, leopards kill the fuck out of dogs. Real Star says, let's just eradicate them by themselves. Let's just let dogs eradicate by themselves. They actually will kill each other off if given the opportunity. Fuck Fluffy on Fridays at 5. I'm going to have to practice that. When nature tests the waters of its human-engineered mutants, and dogs often disrespect the boundaries of everything, they get what they deserve. What's up, Bob V? Poor Berry Poo did a mallow on Doggo because the mutt made it nervous. Polar bears are nanny bears that you can trust to be alone with puppies. You guys are the best, man. I fucking love y'all's sense of humor. And Christian says the bear must have been raised wrong. How did the dog provoke the bear? By being tasty, I guess. No, he said, feed dogs to dog, Lisa says, exactly. Good bears. That's what I said. Fucking hell yeah for the polar bears. These bears are starving to death, and we feed them an army of useless dogs. Crazy Land has arrived. Don't worry, the bear is, free reign. Yeah, okay. Yeah, are they still going to lift bear bands all across? Christian Bale's killing me right now. I just put a cub down around there because someone fed it, for fuck's sake. Come the fuck on. It was like that rare deer that they shot down for walking through the city. And I'm like, it didn't even hurt anyone. There are dogs alive that have hurt multiple people. I guess it wasn't a nanny bear. You guys are fucking killing me. Let's see what we've got here with the rest of you guys. I'm not eating no dog meat. I have eaten dog meat, and I will tell you, don't do it. It's fucking disgusting. Lots of people eat dog meat because they believe it helps. Now, look, they were raising the dogs like in kennels and not giving them all these antibiotics and shit. And I understand if some people want to eat dogs. I'm totally okay with that. I'm not here to judge. But I'm not eating any fucking dog, and especially no American fucking dogs. Hell no. I haven't seen any scientific evidence of it helping, but yeah, Money Tony's right. It is just meat, okay? And we eat lots of pigs. It is just meat. I just personally don't like the way dog meat tastes. Too greasy. Fuck Fluffy Fridays at 5. I've got to remember that. Oh my God. All right. Let's just, everyone should bring as many bears into their homes as possible. Guys, you know what I was watching yesterday? Baboons versus dogs. Interesting stuff. The baboons usually won, not always. Leaf must have blew by you. Exactly. All right, guys, let's see. I'm going to wrap this up for the night. I appreciate everyone that showed up. The link for the Facebook page that Beanie put up for any of you that have stupid fucking Facebook. To be honest, I was glad when it went down the other day and everyone was freaking out. I'm like, calm down, everybody. It'll be good for you. Just let it happen, okay? But everyone was freaking out. Once again, we have the Mountain Rose Herbs thing. If you guys follow the link and order from there, it helps the channel. It's our first sponsor, and they're willing to sponsor a dog hating channel. It's pretty fucking cool. What else? Fuck Fluffy. I appreciate everyone who bought me coffees. I really do. It's awesome because basically I work all the time, and then when I have any free time, here I am on this computer. No, thank you. And thank you to Lisa. I need to put her link in the description as well. So I need to do that. It's in my history. So I've already got it set up. What else? I feel like there was something else I was going to say. A lot of jaguars also eat. Yes. Oh, And we've done really good with the house. I even have like a whole room primered. So I'll go over there and do a live stream here soon, maybe tomorrow night if you guys are game or I'm into it. We'll see. It'll be late night. And wear your steel toe boots, get a mag light, bear mace, wasp spray, fuck Fluffy, right? The links, and all be in the description as well. Oh, were you lagging? That sucks ass. Well, we're about to cut it off anyways, so it's good. Thank you to all the moderators as usual. Thank you to Kittens. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who makes this possible. Thank you for all the articles. Thank you for all the love for William and Doug. Thank you for all the wonderful compliments and emails and everything else. And if I haven't gotten to your stories yet, don't worry, I'll get to it. Fuck Fluffies Friday at 5. I'm going to practice. So you guys remember, spread the word. Live streams, fuck Fluffies Friday at 5. And that's when we'll be doing it. Thank you to everyone. Thank you, Kenny, so much. I'm glad you caught this live stream. Send me your emails if you want updates on live streams on the in-between. Billy Bob, thank you so much. We're glad to see you. And everybody take care and have a wonderful weekend and be safe out there, okay? Don't become another statistic, right? So, what do you got? Fuck Fluffy Fridays at 5. Oh, damn, Disgraciado, you're really good at this shit. No wonder you got a wife. It's because you're cool. So, yes. Oh, email. Thank you, Beanie Girl. And everybody take care of yourselves. And I'll see you on the next live stream. Probably a work one. Much love to y'all. Thank you for everything.